Okay, today's lesson is on how to tie a Palomar knot. Um, in a other different lesson, we talked about the improved clinch knot, which is kind of my go-to knot, always has been. But an improvement on that would be a Palomar knot, because really a Palomar knot, I believe, is just a little bit stronger. Now, significantly enough that it makes a difference for you and I, the weekend angler? Nah, probably not. But if I'm tournament fishing and I'm fishing and I've got some big fish located, I'm probably going to go to this Palomar knot. Number one, it's pretty fast to tie. Number two, it's very, very strong, very shock absorbent, particularly if I'm fishing a plastic worm or a jig. This is probably the knot that I'm going to go with. In order to tie a Palomar knot, it's very, very simple. I'm simply going to take the tag end of my line, that is to say the end of the line. I'm going to put it through my eye, whether that's a hook or a lure, and I'm going to bring it right back through again. I just simply put it through one way and brought it right back through the other, so it's hanging like this. Okay? Now, you could, I suppose, actually pinch your line and stick it through there and accomplish the same thing. The problem I have with doing it that way is that where this bend is going to end up right next to your lure. I don't want to crimp that line, and that's exactly what happens if you're trying to get this through a small eye on a crankbait, for example, or a worm hook. What's going to happen is you're going to crimp that, put a little crimp in it. I don't want to put a crimp in my line, particularly when it's going to be next to my lure. Okay, so I'm going to stick it through one way, simply turn it around and stick it back through the other way. Okay, and there we have it. It's just hanging there, right? Now, once I've accomplished that, I've got the tag end and the main line in one hand. I got the other line in the other. I'm simply going to tie just a standard overhand knot, just like you might tie a piece of string. Just an overhand knot. I'm going to go over and back through. Nothing fancy about it, just a standard old knot that you, like I said, you would tie, with a piece of string, for example. I'm just going to go loop it and tie an overhand knot. Now, I'm not going to cinch it all the way down yet. I'm going to take this tag end that I've still got in my hand, and I'm going to slip it over the lure. Okay, over the lure. All right, let me show you that again. I'm going to take my line, I'm going to run it through the eye of the hook or the crankbait and bring it right back through the same way, the opposite way, same eye. And I've created a loop here in this hand, or the other hand. I prefer the other hand myself, but I'll do it this way for this film. Now, at this point, I'm going to take this loop in my hand and I'm simply going to tie an overhand knot. That's all I've got, so it's an overhand knot. Now, this loop that's created here goes over the entire lure or hook like that, and then you begin to cinch it down, pulling on one, then the other, one, then the other, or both, and sometimes just one, just whatever it takes. And then as you cinch that down, you end up with that knot. Now, it's very important, as it is with any knot, to wet this line before you cinch it down, because it will get hot in the process of sliding it. It will get hot, and that'll create a weakness in your line. All right, let's do it one more time fast. It's a very easy knot. It's simply through like that one time, go right back through again like that, tie your basic overhand knot like that. Take that loop that comes through there, slide it completely over your lure, wet it so it will slide easier and won't create friction and heat, and slide it down, and you've got the Palomar knot. Then you want to come back, cut off your tag end about 1/16 of an inch if you're good at this. If you're just practicing it for the first time and going to use it for the first time, leave about 1/8 of an inch just in case you didn't get it cinched down and tight. Once you've done that, let me tell you, you can set the hook as hard as you want and that knot's going to hold. That's how you tie a Palomar knot. Thanks.